A retired Navy Rear Admiral just went on record again saying the U.S. government is hiding alien technology and that they are engaging in an active disinformation campaign. And this isn't just some random guy. This is Tim Gallaudet, a former head of the NOAA and Navy's top oceanographer. It seems more and more people are coming out about this. Interesting. Hey, ufologists, I'm Cristina Gomez, and welcome to this episode of UFO News Updates. Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet recently spoke to the Baltimore Sun on the subject of UFOs. Listen to what he had to say.
Well, that they're real, and that the government has a trove of UFO videos and materials that they've been hiding from the public and the Congress for decades. They say it's a national security reason. That justification is basically outdated now. There's a partial national security imperative to not reveal everything we know about UFOs, but to reveal the fact that we're not alone in the universe and that we are in possession of extraordinary technology. The American people have a right to know the nature of reality. So I first became, open to the idea when I was the superintendent of the Naval Observatory. And in that job, I got to appreciate how big the universe was. Why would intelligent life not have already evolved somewhere else? We know that life is a property of the universe because we're here. Why would it not have formed elsewhere? The government, they have executed a deliberate disinformation campaign to attach stigma to the subject. And that's prevented any active scientific research, and that's a problem.
Interesting, right? Now remember what he said in front of Congress under oath back in November of last year? He mentioned missing emails, near mid-air collisions with UFOs, and what he calls a constitutional crisis. Let me break down what really happened. If you enjoy UFO news, updates, case studies, and interviews, then this is the channel for you. So subscribe and hit that like button right down below and share this channel with those that you want to be in the know with the latest UFO news. Back in January of 2015, while serving as commander of Naval Meteorology and Oceanography Command, Gallaudet received an email that changed everything to him and how he viewed the whole topic of UFOs.
Thank you for this opportunity to testify today regarding unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP. Confirmation that UAPs are real came to me in January of 2015 when I was serving as the commander of the Navy Meteorology and Oceanography Command. At the time, my personnel were participating in a pre-deployment naval exercise off the U.S. East Coast. It included the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, and this exercise was overseen by the United States Fleet Forces Command, led by a 4-star admiral who at the time was also my superior officer. During this exercise, I received an email on Navy's secure network from the operations officer of U.S. Fleet Forces Command. The email was addressed to all the subordinate commanders, and the subject line read in all capital letters, "Urgent Safety of Flight Issue." The text of the email was brief but alarming, with words to the effect, "If any of you know what these are, tell me ASAP. We are having multiple near mid-air collisions, and if we do not resolve this soon, we are going to have to shut down the exercise." Attached to the email is what is now known as the Go Fast video, captured on the forward-looking infrared sensor of one of the Navy F-A-18 aircraft participating in the exercise. The now declassified video showed an unidentified object exhibiting flight and structural characteristics unlike anything in our arsenal. The implication of the email was clear. The author was asking whether any of the recipients were aware of classified technology demonstrations that could explain these objects. Because the DoD policy is to rigorously deconflict such demonstrations with live exercises, I was confident this was not the case.
And as mentioned, the next day, according to Gallaudet, the email disappeared from his account and those of other recipients without any explanation. The incident was never discussed again, even during weekly meetings specifically designed to address exercise issues. How many times have we heard that, huh? But Gallaudet's testimony gets even more explosive. He told Congress that, quote, "The failure of the executive branch to share UAP information with Congress is an infringement on the legislative branch that undermines separation of powers and may be creating a constitutional crisis." Think about that. A former Navy Rear Admiral is saying the government's UFO secrecy is literally threatening our system of government, and all compartmented programs must be reported to the Senate Intelligence Committee. But UAP programs have been hidden from Congress. And we've heard that specifically from Anna Paulina Luna, Tim Burchett, Eric Burleson, and quite a few others.
Equally concerning, last year's UAP hearing also revealed that elements of the government are engaged in a disinformation campaign to include personal attacks designed to discredit UAP whistleblowers. Having never signed a non-disclosure agreement regarding UAPs, and now as a private citizen, I've become an advocate for greater UAP transparency from the government. The continued overclassification surrounding UAPs has not only hindered our ability to effectively address these phenomena, but has also eroded trust in our institutions. While I applaud previous bipartisan legislation passed by Congress concerning UAPs, a more comprehensive approach is needed to address the broader implication of UAP on public safety and national security.
And here's something most people don't know. He claims to know people who have seen classified video of these underwater objects. We've explored less than 15% of our oceans. If these craft operate beneath the waves, then they would have been there for decades. And let's be real, that is a great place to hide because the ocean is feared by many and it's monster soup. Gallaudet's congressional testimony includes a shocking accusation against AARO, where the Pentagon's official UAP investigation office had a little meeting with Gallaudet. But during that meeting with AARO's acting director earlier in 2024, Gallaudet says he was subjected to an hours-long influence operation designed to convince him that AARO's flawed historical report was accurate and question well-known UAP cases like the USS Nimitz, the Tic Tac encounter, and disparage former government officials who've spoken publicly about UAP programs. Isn't that odd that Tim Gallaudet would have mentioned that in the congressional hearing? Because in that moment, it really solidified for a lot of people that AARO was just a Project Blue Book 2.0, convinced the masses that there is nothing to see here. We're seeing that again decades later. And according to Gallaudet's recent statements, the government needs to, quote, disclose that we are in contact with non-human intelligence. And that's what he said to News Nation, along with, we've been visited by non-human intelligence with technology we really don't understand and with intentions that we don't understand either. Gallaudet frames this as a moral issue, stating unelected officials in the U.S. government do not have an exclusive right to this knowledge and the nature of reality. The American people have a right to that knowledge. Which I completely agree with him. Don't you? And his closing statement during the congressional hearing was very powerful. Take a listen.
I feel obligated to show moral leadership on this issue of UAP disclosure by validating the credibility of the courageous men and women who have come out as witnesses and whistleblowers to expose the truth. My speaking out has encouraged others to do the same, and it's my hope over time that a number of your constituents will want to know the truth and about UAP, and this number will increase to such an extent that the congressional action I've just recommended will become inevitable.
Tim has been making a lot of claims lately, and it doesn't look like he's backing down anytime soon. And really, the question isn't whether UFOs exist anymore. It's what happens when enough people like Gallaudet start talking. Drop your thoughts down below. That is it for today. I will see you next time. Be safe, and remember, keep your eyes on the skies.
If you enjoy the strange and the mysterious, UFOs, the paranormal, and cryptids, this channel is for you. So make sure to subscribe as I do 3 videos right here every single week, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of the bonus content I post right here.